Welcome back to Mr. Mabeanie's movie studio.
Yes.
Fucking anything to get me out of this exposition.
Yes. I'm still in this cutscene.
So,
I'm in a slightly different one, but it's still the same one.
I guess
He's
this
going
is
to complain
what
about
I've-
movies that he's seen.
I guess this is what I've watched over the last 3 months. Because there's lots of free movies on YouTube, and which I've mentioned before, and so we'll have to come up with
Number one
better titles
is
for the episodes
Pokémon
other than
Violet.
free YouTube movies. So the first one that I saw since the last recording session is The Untouchables. You seen that? Have you seen that?
What's the Untouchables again? I feel like I've heard of it.
Yeah, The Untouchables. They're trying to take out Al Capone in New York. And so it's got this guy who I noticed is in. I've watched a few movies with him in it. It's got this guy in it who plays the detective who makes it his mission to take out Al Capone. Except he's not really a detective. He's like the tax man or something. Anyway, yeah, The Untouchables. It's a bit of a classic movie. One of those movies that's worth watching. Sean Connery. It's got Sean Connery in it. Yeah, and so he plays like this street cop who he's just a regular constable, and our man wants him to help out because he's such a good cop, and so they make like a great squad, and it's a pretty good movie because it's just sort of like there's not really anything I could fault it for, but it's got a lot of like. It doesn't feel like it's a movie when you're watching it, you know what I mean? Where it doesn't feel like a story that you're just sort of watching and being like, yeah, whatever. Of course this happens, or of course that happens. You're like, damn, this is like, yeah, I can see this happening. So, yeah, I don't really want to...
Is it it's not a new movie, is it?
No, it's like 1987 or something like that.
Yeah, I thought so.
But, yeah. So it's just one of those movies that I don't want to tell too much about what happens because I think people should watch it if you haven't, and it sounds like neither of you have. So yeah, that's The Untouchables.
Okay.
Yeah, the next one is a movie called The Package. It's about the end of the Soviet Union.
I somehow walked past Penny into this. Okay,
You
we're
went right
straight
by-
into Nemona.
I just assumed it would stop me while I was listening to Mabeanie, but I guess it's not one of those automatic ones.
God. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one that keeps getting trapped in this shit.
Yeah. So the package is about the end of the Cold War and basically a plot to keep it going. So we've got, I think it's at.
So
yeah.
remind me. So the reason you're watching these movies just because they're free on YouTube.
Yeah,
not
just 'cause
because you
they're
have, like,
free.
an interest in them, or you're just like.
Yeah, I most of them I just never heard of before I watched them. I was just like, oh, this could be good. Like I might have read the premise, and I was like, oh yeah, this will be good. So, yeah, the package. It's got. Is it Gene Hackman? I think. Yeah, I think it's Gene Hackman who's in it, and it's got the same guy that I can't remember his name who was in The Untouchables as well. Oh, hang on, no, I do know his name because I've seen him in other stuff, but like from 40 years later. In more recent stuff that he's in. And I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Fuck it.
But I guess he was like a huge actor in the 80s.
Yeah, you go 3 FPS lady in the background.
Alright, I'm gonna find Arven, by the way,
Yeah.
wherever he is.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah. So it's got him in it, and so I'm like, wow, all I know him from is Men in Black, and then I'm like, damn, this is what he was like when he was young, and by young I mean 40.
A more serious and prestigious actor.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that was. Yeah, I enjoyed watching that movie. I think it's worth watching. Then I watched another movie called IQ, which I was watching it, and then I was talking to my workmate about it, and he was like, "Is this a romantic comedy?" And I'm like, yeah, I guess it's a romantic comedy."
Oh.
Because
Well,
it's supposed to be
What's it called again?
IQ. So it's supposed to be about the Albert Einstein's niece. Einstein's basically supposed to be he's a matchmaker, right? He's met this guy that he thinks is a great guy, but the guy's kind of a bit of a liar, but he falls in love with the girl who's a really smart girl, and she's engaged to this smart guy, and she's like very involved in the academic scene, and yeah, this guy. It's just about their love story. I don't know if I'd say it's really worth watching, so I might just spoil it pretty much.
Go for it.
Yeah. Although I do like old men having a laugh, and so that's pretty much
Don't
what
we all?
Einstein and his mates were doing. They're just having a laugh, and that stuff was funny. So it's worth watching for that. Basically, the guy is sort of lying to get the girl, and eventually the girl finds out and she's mad at him, and they sort of they make up at the end, and they don't stay together, but it was just like, yeah, well, you can't be trying to force this stuff. But it's sort of weird the way they wrote it at the end, that it was like, she was mad that he lied, but then he was like, oh no, but I still love you, and blah blah blah, and I'm just like, he's just a damn idiot. What was he expecting? That stuff was a bit frustrating at the end, really. That it's just like, what are you doing? And Einstein's also was trying to like sort of force the romance and being like, oh no, you like him, see, isn't he great, blah blah blah. And that stuff was a bit annoying. The kind of the point about Einstein was that he wasn't necessarily that good at in his own marriage either, and so there's a few interesting points, mainly because I just don't know a whole that much about Einstein. So,
Admittedly, I don't know a lot either, so I couldn't really say.
But the guy who played Einstein, I wouldn't know him from the real guy. Like he looked like Einstein, so did it for me.
Yeah, that's Einstein.
Well, you've never seen him and Einstein in the same room before,
I've seen
so-
pictures of Einstein, and I was like, it looks like Einstein. Oh, the woman is Meg Ryan, who I think has been in a lot of like romantic comedies as well. So those are my thoughts on IQ. Then I watched a movie called Year 10, which the comments on YouTube were a bit conflicted. Some people were like, "This is kind of crap, and it's long and it's boring." But I was like, "Yeah, I see what they're doing." I did spend a lot of the movie being like, "Oh my god, why is he doing this? Why isn't he doing that? This is stupid."
Tell me the basic premise.
So the premise is it's the post-apocalypse, and there's no more food to eat, so people are eating each other. And at first they were eating in year 1 they were eating the dead. In year 10 they're eating the living, so people are being hunted to be eaten.
Right.
And so it's sort of like a dog-eat-dog
It's an
world.
interesting concept.
Yeah, and it's they're living in like houses made out of tree branches and stuff. But yeah, there are a few things where I was just like, this guy is risking it all, and I don't think he really should be, and he doesn't seem that hungry either. So it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. And I also didn't fully understand what was going on with the main character, who's just a guy. Like first his dad dies, and then I guess I couldn't work out if it's his girlfriend or his sister, or because not a whole lot happens. And also there's no dialogue, so it's entirely visual storytelling. Which I thought was interesting from an artistic perspective, because normally you get everything being explained to you, but this time you got to pay attention. You'd be like, oh, I see that guy's doing that, and this guy's doing that, and you're like, all right, yeah, and our guy's doing this, and it was like, all right. It was interesting, and it was sort of interesting because it was sort of like you're in this post-apocalyptic world where some people are really living it rough, and some people are living the high life, where they've got like running water and electricity and guns and stuff, where other people got nothing. I think it's actually worth a watch just from an artistic perspective. It's just
It
because
sounds like
you
it,
don't
yeah.
see a lot of movies where they just don't have any dialogue.
No, and that's probably why it's divisive because
Yeah.
you know that's something that would definitely bounce off a lot of people
Yeah.
just conceptually.
Mm.
You know,
It would be
But yeah,
like,
it sounds interesting.
like when you think about it, what if someone? I mean, the opposite of that movie is like a radio drama or something,
Yeah.
where all you know is what you're being told. Where I've got a few like at one point I was a little bit into Doctor Who audio stories, where you gotta listen to know what's going on.
By the way, sorry, just a quick aside.
Yeah.
Arven's using his Mabostiff that
Oh.
we barely saved from the brink of death as his fucking Pokemon.
Jeez. With a glow up, time to terrestrialize
Yep.
my boss diff. What type is he gonna be?
Do you want me to spoil it? Because I
Ghost.
remember. Nope.
Oh.
That would be
Ice.
fucked up.
Yeah, that would be a
It's a dark type.
dark time.
Yeah.
Isn't he already
It's got
dark?
an Evil green. Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's all they fucking do in this game.
Ugh.
Oh, that might hurt actually if he crunches me. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Easy done.
Grumpy.
Now you're actually dead, my boss diff. Fuck you.
Bada bing.
Just kicked your skull in afterwards.
You shouldn't
Well,
have
time
been
for me
fighting
to
with him in the
go.
first place.
Time for me to go through the giant ass cutscene now.
Okay, so that was
It's alright.
that was year
Mabeanie can
10.
keep regaling us.
And next time I'm going to be talking about No Way Out, which
Year 1.
has the actor that I can't remember the name of, but I will remember the episode next time on Pac-Man.
See you later, champions.
Bye bye.
See you later, super fans.